The Rainbow Nation, South Africa, dazzling with diamonds and gold, has the blue seas and skies at the southern part of the African continent, producing unique products for the world. China, BRICS members, is open and friendly, promoting win-win cooperation between two countries. The huge difference in altitude, abundant sunshine, mild monsoon climate, and cool Benguela ocean currents, all these create the special environment for South African taste. Now, trade facilitation with Africa of China have helped all these delicacies come across the ocean and land to the Chinese table, realizing mutual benefit and win-win situation of the two countries. Distinctive red wine and white wine from more than 500 wineries, with the history of more than 300 years, bring South African wine taste to China. Super large cattle farm, top level beef, precise cutting and professional cooking. 5-star Babylon Storen, self-planted food, fragrant fried and carbon roasted steak. People can enjoy pastoral time at one stop. In the moonlight, Shanghai becomes less noisy. A wine tasting is held in a small pub near Wukang Road, crowded with people who have been busy all day. They will enjoy the taste of fine South African wine.
我们先看一段短小的视频，对这个南非的赛地的这个老藤项目有一个初步的了解。它的视频大概也是在60年左右。
Lu Hao, also known as Luke, is the organizer of the tasting meeting. He came to know South African wines, luckily, when he traveled to South Africa. In 2013, he founded a trading company to introduce South African wine to China.
南非酒的优势就是它的性价比是非常的高，南非酒的市场份额也仅仅是在1%左右，那它的成长空间是非常的大的，这是一方面。另外一方面呢，是我们在这个跟南非的酒庄的接触的过程当中，也了解到他们的文化，也跟酒庄的庄主也成了很好的朋友，有很好的私交，然后我们也是一个像家人一样的对待这么酒庄，然后我们也是希望南非的品牌能够在中国能够推广。
High price performance ratio of South African wines and the bright future in Chinese market are the key factors that Luke started the business. Now his company represents more than 20 South African wine brands and imports more than 100 different kinds of South African wines. Cederberg was the first brand Luke got from South Africa. Cederberg Winery is the highest elevation winery in South Africa. Located in the Wilderness Reserve, the winery is surrounded by various and spectacular rocks. The unique soil structure, the pure landscape and air, and the diurnal temperature difference caused by high altitude make the grapes here different. Red wine made from 100% Shiraz is a signature of Cederberg Winery. Under the guidance of the winemaker, this strong and elegant Shiraz combines many aromatic structures and feelings. With a lingering velvety aftertaste, it has a long time fragrant in the mouth. Luke discovered Cederberg Winery through this wine, which has outstanding quality and won numerous awards. At the beginning of the company's founding in 2013, he embarked on a visit to Cederberg.
How I've met Mr. Liu. So he found Cederberg in the middle of winter, and you've seen this place. It's very high altitude. It's difficult roads to get to this farm up in the mountain range. So he found me, and actually we had a lot of rain and snow. I tell him not to come up to Cederberg because it will be really bad weather. And you've seen all these gravel roads, and say, I want to come to Cederberg. So he arrived on a Friday, and it was dark, and it was snowing, and it was terrible weather. And it was so amazing to see his enthusiasm, and that he want to make this brand work.
David was impressed by Luke's fearlessness and pursuit of quality wine. They not only became business partners, but also good friends in life. In South Africa, wine is mostly sold through supermarkets, liquor shops, and restaurants, with relatively low gross profit. In China, more and more wines are sold through e-commerce platforms, which can reduce the cost. And the Chinese consumers' awareness of wine was also improving, so that wine with high quality is becoming more popular. The high cost of performance of South African wine has been highlighted at this time. In the past 6 months, the online wine sales of Lu Ho have increased about 10 times. Although he started later than others, the advantages of South African wine are obvious. Lu Ho said the sales target of 2020 is 2 million. The cooperation between them is only an epitome of the wine trade between China and South Africa. According to Wines of South Africa, South Africa exported 170 million litres of packaged wine in 2018, about 5% of which were exported to China, ranking 6th among all South African exporters. In July, a container of red wines from South Africa has just arrived at the bonded warehouse of Kerry Logistics Network Limited in Beijing. The owner of these wines, Beijing Babylon Storen Trading Co. Limited, is a wholly owned subsidiary of Babylon Storen from South Africa in China. It's mainly responsible for the export of products from Babylon Storen, like wine, rooibos tea, olive oil, and other agricultural products. Babylon Storen exploits the market in China by self-management, through holding tasting meetings, hotels, bar promotions, and new media sales. The sales of red wine grew dramatically in 3 years.
我们3年是，第1年翻了10倍，第2年翻了4倍，上一个财政年度翻了大概不到3倍，在中国的市场前景是特别好的。
Babylon Storen is one of the oldest Cape Dutch manors in South Africa. In the beautiful vineyards and modernized wine cellar, winemakers are still making wine in the traditional way to ensure the quality. In this 5-star manor, the self-produced wine must be served with delicacies. Carbon roasted and raw fried beef in the hands of the Michelin star chefs becomes full of colour and fragrance. As everyone knows, the wine must go with the steak, and the most famous beef in South Africa is from a company called Karen Beef. South of the City of Gold, Johannesburg, is a huge and open cattle farm. Suitable temperature, high-quality water source, and dense forage have created good conditions for the development of animal husbandry. Karen Beef, a well-known cattle farming and processing company in South Africa, grew from managing a herd of barely 100 head in 1974 to being the premier supplier of high-quality grain-fed beef in Africa. Today, the estate of some 2,330 hectares houses a feedload in excess of 150,000 head of cattle. In order to ensure the best quality of meat, it's necessary to control all links in the production process. Carefully selected healthy cattle aged 5 to 8 months will be treated like VIPs from the moment they arrive at Karen Beef. Fed with selected and scientifically matched natural cereal, growth data determination helps ensure that each cattle is carefully monitored. Advanced IT systems make sure that products retain traceability from gate to plate. When the cattle grow up, they will be sent to Karen Beef's abattoir. Manual cutting and sorting, together with modern facilities, improve the efficiency. Throughout the butcher process, Karen Beef enforces the most stringent international industry standards. It's precisely because of the strict control of hygiene and quality in every step of production that Karen Beef is known for its quality and taste. In September 2017, the first batch of South African beef was successfully exported to China, becoming the first African country to export beef to China. Karen Beef is one of the beef exporters. In 2017, China imported 967 tons of beef from South Africa, which soared to 6,639 tons in 2018. Unfortunately, the surge has not been sustained. In January 2019, foot and mouth disease broke out in some regions of South Africa. Chinese government issued a ban to stop importing beef from South Africa. As the epidemic in South Africa has been effectively controlled, China issued an official announcement on July 23, 2019, allowing the resumption of South African beef to be transported to China.
我们店刚开业，我们所有的牛肉都来自于南非。南非当地的牛肉呢，有一个特色，就是它们全都是纯天然饲养，然后呢，它的肉更自然、更纯净。南非的牛肉它比较适合做厚切牛排，因为厚切的牛排可以保留更多的汁水，然后让口感更加莹润丰满。以后呢，我们也准备就是把更好的那种优质的肉带到我们中国来给大家品尝和分享。
With benefits and belief, South China-Africa Trade Cooperation will develop into a special relationship of comrades and brothers. They can move forward side by side to create a new era of friendship between China and South Africa.